Hello, welcome to my channel, Another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and today I'm going to ask the age-old question: what books should you bring with you when you are on travel? Now, this is a Thursday afternoon, and next week on Tuesday, I am going to go to Mexico. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be visiting a resort down in Acamal, which is about an hour south of Cancun, sort of accessible to the Aztec ruins of Tulum and Chichen Itza. If you are ever in that part of Mexico, I highly recommend visiting those ruins because the Aztecs, while they had some brutal cultural issues, just had these fabulous buildings that they made. The pyramid in Chichen Itza is just amazing. Unfortunately, you can't walk up that pyramid anymore. But back to the main problem: what to read when on travel. Some people are going to say that if you're on travel, you shouldn't be reading at all. You should be visiting all the sites. But I've visited the sites down in that portion of Mexico, so my days are going to be getting up early in the morning and going to the beach, picking a palapa. And a palapa is just basically a huge grass umbrella, because you really need an umbrella when you're under that Mexican sun. And then spending the day reading and occasionally going into the ocean and splashing around, getting out of the ocean and going back to reading. That's my idea of a really fun vacation. And then you have the people bringing you some cervezas, because this is an all-inclusive resort I'm going to. So you can have as much cerveza as you can drink. Unfortunately, their cerveza is a little on the watery side. But what will I be reading? Now, normally when I read at home, my primary reading device is my Kindle Scribe. This is not a device you want to bring down to Mexico and read on the beach. So this Kindle Scribe is staying home. But I will be bringing my Kindle Paperwhite. Kindle Paperwhite is perfect for travel, perfect for the beach, because it is technically waterproof. I mean, you can drop it in the water and dry it off, it'll be fine. Don't submerge it too long. But this is what I plan to bring for my reading. And I've got a couple of books that I have brought with me as pre-selected. Now, well, I'm still going to be on my 100 book challenge, and I am focusing on shorter works because I want to get that challenge done. But a couple of the books that I'm bringing are City by Clifford D. Simak, which is a sort of a made-up novel of short stories based on the future of robots and dogs. And this is going to be part of a reading group with Sean D. Steadfast. I'm probably going to be only reading a couple of short stories because it's supposed to last all month. I'm also bringing The Manitou by Graham Masterson, a horror story about a vengeful Indian spirit who wants to be reborn from a woman's back. The Children of Men by P.D. James. This is part of my End of the World book club. We're going to be reading this book in March and having a live discussion sometime towards the end of March. I'm also bringing Pornocopia by Piers Anthony. This is sort of an erotic science fiction fantasy novel. I'm not sure where it lies. Piers Anthony can get rather questionable when he writes about adult themes, but he's usually a pretty good writer. I'm going to be bringing The Death of Grass by John Christopher. This is a science fiction novel. I believe it was written sometime in the 50s. It gets a lot of very good praise from Michael K. Vaughan. It's also being read by, I believe, at Gareth at Book Songs and Other Magic. I do remember on my last live stream, a lot of people were talking about how much they love The Death of Grass. So I decided that's going to be a priority read for when I go down to Mexico. And then I have Chanteland by Gregory David Roberts. This
is what I want to be my final book in the 100 book challenge, because it is a mammoth. This is 946 pages long. And I'm doing that as a buddy read with Alan at Big Hard Books and Classics. So hopefully I will start that book when I am down in Mexico. Now, of course, this is a Kindle. I've got hundreds and hundreds of books on this Kindle. So a lot more to choose from, but those are the books that I want to focus on and see how much I can get through when I'm on my vacation. And of course, it's vacation. I still read a lot. You've seen my previous video about, do I read too much? No, I don't think so. But my question is for anyone watching this, what books do you want to bring with you when you are on vacation? Do you like to read on your Kindle, or do you like physical books? Because, going down to Mexico, you don't want to bring a whole lot of physical books. Now, Kindles can break, unfortunately. So whenever I go on vacation, I always bring an emergency paperback book. And for me, I'm bringing one of my favorite novels of all time. This is King Rat by James Clavell. You will hear a lot of booktubers say Shogun is better. It's an argument. I have read Shogun and I have read King Rat. I am on team King Rat. Other people will be on team Shogun. But this is my emergency backup book in case something happens to my Kindle. That's what I plan to do. How do you read when you're on travel? Inquiring minds want to know. Thank you for watching, and keep on reading.